Hey everybody, welcome back to another half-assed video. If you're watching this video you probably want to know how to create land masses and islands within the Unreal editor for Fortnite, and I'll try and teach you how in this guide. This tutorial doesn't require much knowledge of the Unreal workspace, although you might want to learn the interface before trying to follow this tutorial. I won't be showing how to add nature simply because there's a lot of nature tutorials already. I'll leave one by Nova J in the description. Anyway, sit back, relax and press subscribe. Head over to the Islands Templates button and click the blank option. Make sure to name your project so you don't forget it. And here we are, the Unreal Editor's workspace. Let's start by deleting those ugly 4 grey squares by selecting and clicking backspace. There we go, a nice plain project. Press the selection mode icon and select landscape mode, or press shift and 2 to open the landscaping menu. In the manage tab, choose your size and then create a new landscape with the default texture by clicking new landscape. It's going to create a flat, grassy plain for us to build on. Open the content browser, press on Fortnite, environment, water and then drag the ocean into your map. It'll create an water ditto surround the island which we are about to make. Go back into the selection mode with shift 1 and click on the water. Drag the splines that show up relatively far away so that we don't see it for now. Don't worry, we'll get rid of it later. Make sure to disable effects landscape in the details menu, otherwise you can't build terrain in your map. If your water disappears, simply drag the blue line upwards until you see the water reappear. Head back to the landscape tab and go to the sculpt tab. Press on the sculpting tool and start to use a brush to make an extremely rough outline. The sculpting tool doesn't make even terrain, so we'll fix that in a minute. Now that you've got a rough outline and shape for your island, grab the flatten tool and set the mode to raise. Then click and hold on your outline to make it all even and flat. Go around your entire outline and then afterwards, fill in the outline to create an island. Nice. You've got an island now. Video over. Goodbye. Nah, JK, we aren't done yet. In selection mode, grab the water spline and move it under your island to hide it. Next, go back to the landscape tab and select the smooth tool. And repeat the same step as last time on the edges of your island to soften the sharp and hard edges left by the raise tool. Now for the fun part, here's where you get to create your actual terrain on top of your island. Select the sculpt tool and outline your island to create different elevations. Once you've done that, you can play around with making hills, mountains and valleys. If you're struggling, try copying what I'm doing to give you an idea as of what it should look like as of now. I'm going to try and show you how to build a simple mountain. Click and hold down with the sculpting tool to raise the terrain, making smooth, circular motions to create a gradual raise from the ground. If done correctly, it'll make something like this. You can make really big mountains, like this, if you do it with a bigger brush and more complex tools. Now here's where it's going to sound really weird. Grab the smooth tool and make the brush slightly larger, then paint it over your hills. It's going to seem counterproductive, but trust me, if you don't do this your map will seem extremely unrealistic and jagged to play on. If you want a more extreme style of hills you can always turn down the brush sensitivity, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you know what you're doing. Whoa, it's coming really together now. Only a few more steps left. The next steps are pretty easy. If you aren't satisfied with the terrain yet, play around with it like I'm doing here. If you're happy with it, we can move on to the final step, beaches. Grab the sculpting brush and start to build up some terrain from the ocean, like how I'm doing here. As we did with the main island, we're going to create the terrain, then smooth, but then after we're going to add sand to our beach. Make sure to go all the way around to create a realistic beach. Nice, you've got a beach. Let's try some painting. Click the paint tab in the top right, next to the sculpting tab, and scroll down until you find the sand. Then paint the sand onto the beach. We're pretty much done now, but there are a few things you can do to improve it. Click on the smooth tool in the sculpting tab and start to smooth out your beaches to make them look like a more realistic landform. Now it's time for the final step. Go into selection mode and go to your outliner on the right hand side. In the search bar, type there BK or ocean to find your ocean and hit the eye icon. Do toggle visibility. Then head back to landscape mode and paint in the sand over all the grass which isn't on your island. If you mess it up, hold shift and right click to be able to erase the sand. Click the eye icon again to make your ocean ray appear, and have one final check around your island for any small little imperfections in either the terrain, painting, or, if you've added any, the nature. Whoa, that was how to create a basic island in the Unreal Editor for Fortnite. If you liked the video, make sure to press like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 400 subscribers by summer, so it would mean a lot. Anyway, that's about all the time I have for today. See you next time.